price come heavy. Like Shaq attack up on a backboard. Gummy, back up on a backboard. When she ask me if I love her, I just act bored. Say loser, ask for it. Living movie, blockbuster, this ain't a rental. Talking moody, all these diamonds up in my dental. I get never minded if I offend you. I need the silence, chaos is in my mental. You need a PJ, first class, not what you went to. You need the relay, chase money like you sane. I'll give you the boat, chain, and plane. Fame name, that's insane. Father, you need a in case the movies get insane. You need a ruby, the kind of jewelry that's from the rain. No. I'm just here to remind you, but never mommy, man. I'm here to remind you where you come from. All this peace with.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants. On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Now, how about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. So the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. Penny, a first down carry. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter games turn into bigger runs later.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing is Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First down, Seahawks. Wilson to Baldwin. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A handoff to Penny. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. And incomplete there. This hit jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On third down, Wilson. Flush to his right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Gone, 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 gone. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Leopard, Leopard. Gone, 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 gone.
Off play action. Jordan. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. He's going to launch this, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Give him 30 yards there.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
On 1st and 10, Jordan escaping the pressure right. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Barnett. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And give him a gain of 37. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Jordan. That is caught at the 7. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are going to take a first-quarter lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson sliding out of the pocket. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 40. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
2 seconds to go, first quarter.
Detroit! Detroit!
On first down, Jordan. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with the football here as we begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. Jordan flushed out right. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. Had the nifty footwork, but only able to get it to his own 20. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Dumps that off to Penny as running back. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's a give to Penny, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
He's going to sling this deep downfield, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Show some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards on the play, and it's a second down.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll drop to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. And the Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he gets it down to the 48. Enough for the first. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on third down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Penny. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down, here's Penny. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
The Seahawks on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Rashad Penny. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This would be a critical call.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
Leopard! Leopard!
They'll run for it with Penny. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Penny. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense, because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Not to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. They'll look to throw here. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. In for the score. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs. So much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. This quarterback now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a 1st down here. Back to throw. Jordan. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Bobby Wagner able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Off the play fake. Jordan. Flush to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Gone! Detroit! Detroit! Gone!
Out of the gun now on third down. And he's got Lockett. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The 13 yards that time of the first.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn into big plays.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Now let's go! 3-19!
Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. The Seahawks on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw. Going up top. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Well, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team. And they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Set! Green, 39!
Throwing on first down, Jordan. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Let's go! Green, 39!
Off play action. Jordan. Over the middle, complete. That's Barnett. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And that'll be incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Jordan. And he will take it all in for a giant touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Giants are in for 6. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They're going to look to throw, and he will find his man on the end route, complete. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On the give, this is their fullback. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. On the run, it's Penny. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They'll set up a throw, and it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for him.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Watching that body.
They'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Open man, it's Bennett. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Detroit! Leopard!
to throw. He shakes him off. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long third and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick.
Yeah, he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. Extra point safely through, and it's now 17-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Giants. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the third quarter. Now they relinquished that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right? Where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play for the Giants on third down. 54 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick here is good. And that will tie things at 17-all. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Penny. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Gone!
Looking to throw. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dalvin Tomlinson able to get him for a loss of about 3. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Detroit!
They'll set up to throw. Forced out to his left. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And who's got it? The Giants. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away. Tuck it away because you've got to take care of the ball.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Detroit!
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. To throw on 2nd down. Jordan steps away to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Gone!
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. This is Carson. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And that one results in 35 yards. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin, and it's 3rd down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chandler Jones in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
Watch it now, Barney. Detroit!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jordan. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jaron Reed in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Off play action. Jordan. He's going to rifle one deep. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for 4th down. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Gone!
Operating from the gun. Jordan. Looking right side, and he's got a man. That's Barnett. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down.
All right, now, lucky 56.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Throwing again. Jordan. And he whips that one incomplete there. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're taking a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
To throw on 3rd down. Jordan. This is caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Giants have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And out now come the Seahawks. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They keep it with Penny on first down. And some room to work. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. And he gets it down to the 32. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette. And now it's 2nd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
That 2nd down run a big help as 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now. And they'll run it again with Penny. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He's back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the 4th quarter here trying to preserve the lead. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir. That touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something. Forget being conservative here. Go for it. Go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now. Have the momentum. Go ahead and get it done.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. New York set to take the field. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line. And this is going to be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw. That's caught inside the 20. So the big play nullified, illegal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
Now here's Michael Dixon on for a very important punt here in overtime. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done. Now part 2.
Good!
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Barnett, and he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A first down carry for Barkley. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. To throw on 2nd down. Jordan dancing to his left. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Penny. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll roll him out right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. He's going deep. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Giants, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Taken to golf. I'm gone. A lot of these were lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. I want that cost. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce. Good drip. Good drip. But she love you. Don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes.